Hi, I hope that you're managing to find some time to either do a sitting practice or just to start being more aware of how you're living your lives. This week, we're going to start with a sitting practice. So if you'd like to get comfortable, get yourself in an upright position, sitting with your spine nice and alert as always, and close your eyes or just look a wee bit in front of you. So as we do that and as we get ourselves situated, just take time to begin to let the worries of the day, the joys of today, just take melt into the background for now. And let's just come immediately to our breath, noticing that in-breath and the out-breath. Not changing anything in particular, but just noticing that breath coming in and going out. Feeling the contact on the floor, on the chair, wherever you're sitting. And on the next out breath, open your eyes and come back. It only need take that long. The more you practice that, the quicker you can get into a more relaxed state. Mindfulness and meditation is not always about becoming more relaxed, but it does seem to help us to come back a couple of steps if we're feeling particularly agitated or angry. It can just put in that extra buffer and can help us to respond rather than react. And that can kind of leave us feeling a bit more relaxed. So today, what I'd like to do is we've done our sitting practice. And really, I'd like to talk about how we're weaving our parachute right now. And by that, I mean we weave our parachute when it's nice and safe. So we're practicing all these things just now when life is hopefully just day to day quite normal. And the more we practice, the more we prepare, the more we weave our parachute, the more prepared we'll be when we need to use that parachute. So that's kind of what we're working towards at the moment. I thought that over the next few weeks we'd talk about our different senses and how we can become more aware of our senses in a mindful way. And today I'd like to bring up sight. So if during your day, during your week, just take a moment, whatever you're doing, it could be the front. For example, I've got a book cover here. I could actually just take a moment and look at the pattern, look at the way the beads are embroidered onto the book. And to be honest, I've kind of been aware of the pattern before, but I've never taken the time to really look at it in detail. So it could be as simple as something as just looking at that. It could be looking outside, going for a walk and looking at a plant in a really detailed way, noticing the different colours, noticing the shapes, noticing just how they're laid out, how they combine with other plants. It could be somebody's face, somebody that you love. You look into their face for as if you've never seen it before. So when you go outside, if you want to go for a walk, act as if maybe like you're an alien and you've never seen these things. You've never seen a beech tree before. You've never seen a rose. And just take that time to use your senses and look in a really, I was going to say in an awesome way, I suppose meaning in awe of what you're seeing the first time you've ever seen it. Just try that a couple of times and just see what it's like. I know when I do that, I do begin to appreciate just what's around me a little bit more. So it's just another mindful practice that we can try throughout the week. But the new practice for this week is called a breathing space. So what I'd like you to do just now is just, again, just make sure we're sitting in a fairly alert position. And what I'd like you to do right now is just acknowledge what you're thinking. Just take a moment. What emotions are present? What physical sensations maybe you're feeling? This might be an overspill from the rest of the day. So there might still be thoughts churning around from what different things that have happened through the day or the week. And when you think about those things, watch what emotions are coming up. There might be physical emotions. And this is not about telling them to go away or ignoring them. It's just noticing them and acknowledging them. We're not judging anything. This is completely without judgment. We're acknowledging what might be there, and nothing might be there. There might be absolutely nothing. So after you've done that, just go back to paying attention to your breath, beginning to feel the sensation again of your breathing, that in breath and out breath. And if it helps, you could even say breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then after you've taken a few breaths like that, just we're talking about focusing your attention like the torchlight of attention. So imagine that you're widening up that torchlight to really open up to include the whole body. So not just your breathing in and out, but your whole body. Become more aware of your contact with the floor, with the chair. I'm sitting in an armchair here, so my elbows are touching the arms of the chair as well. So just become aware of physical contact, your physical contact with the ground or with whatever you're sitting on. And that's all you need to do. And you can go on with the rest of your day. That's something that you could try at any point in the day. Nobody even needs to know that you've done it. It's just taking 2 minutes to take that, just to check in, basically, a check-in of how you're feeling at that time. So it might be that you find yourself full of a strong emotion, and that's maybe a good time to notice, okay, how am I feeling? Not judging it, not necessarily telling it to go away, just recognizing how you're feeling and how you're feeling in the body with that. So the thoughts, the emotions, and the physical sensations that are all interlinked. And once you've acknowledged that, just take a few breaths. You can take the mindful minute if you want. So you know how many breaths you take with a mindful minute. And then just get on with your day as normal. So that's something else to practice. We've got the sitting practice, and now we've got the breathing space. And the breathing space is when you're just taking time in your day, you're acknowledging your thoughts, your emotions, and the physical sensations. Then taking some mindful breaths, and then beginning to become more aware of the whole body, not just the bits you've been focusing on, but the whole body, and the contact that you're making with the ground. And that's quite important, because sometimes when we become quite agitated or angry, we can kind of lose a sense of where we are. And so it's good to have that feeling of being grounded again. So that's something to think about. And that's it for this week. So if you would like to just take a closing mindful minute, let's just sit again or lie down, whatever you want to do. And we'll just close our eyes and feeling ourselves hopefully relax a little into this mindful minute. I know that a child recently said to me that they thought this was very repetitive, and it is. But the more we practice doing this, the easier it's going to be when we need to pull the parachute and let it do its work. So just taking that in breath and that out breath. The in breath and the out breath. And on the next out breath, open your eyes. Okay, see you next week.